South Africa's political arena is once again gripped by controversy as a high-profile legal battle unfolds between two outspoken political figures. Julius Malema, leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters, has filed a defamation lawsuit against Kenny Kunene, deputy president of the Patriotic Alliance, dismissing explosive allegations linking him to a so-called drug cartel as, in his words, complete nonsense. The case is rapidly escalating into one of the most closely watched political and legal confrontations in the country. At the center of the dispute are remarks made by Kunene during a public interview earlier this year, where he alleged that Malema had connections to individuals linked to the alleged Big Five criminal cartel operating in Gauteng. These claims go even further. Kunene suggested that Malema had been part of inner circles connected to controversial figures, including the late taxi boss Jotham Musibi, who has been associated with organized crime networks. Malema has strongly rejected these allegations. He argues that the claims are not only false, but deliberately damaging, aimed at undermining his political standing and credibility. According to reports, Malema is seeking legal recourse through the courts, insisting that Kunene must now prove these allegations under oath. The EFF leader has been particularly forceful in his response. He has ridiculed the logic behind the accusations, questioning how he could be linked to a cartel in the manner described. In his words, the claims simply do not make sense and amount to baseless attacks. But this is not just a legal matter, it is a political confrontation with far-reaching implications. Kunene, for his part, has refused to back down. He has publicly stated that he will not apologize and is prepared to defend his statements in court, setting the stage for a prolonged and potentially explosive legal battle. In fact, Kunene has gone even further, framing the lawsuit as an attempt to silence him. He argues that he is exercising his right to freedom of expression and has indicated that he will present evidence to support his claims when the matter is heard. This has transformed the dispute into more than just a defamation case. It is now being seen as a broader clash over truth, accountability, and political narrative. The origins of the controversy can be traced back to a podcast appearance in early 2026, where Kunene made a series of statements about Malema's alleged associations. Among the claims were suggestions that Malema had visited locations linked to the alleged cartel and maintained relationships with individuals connected to it. These claims quickly gained traction, sparking intense debate across social media and political circles. Malema has acknowledged that he had interactions with some of the individuals mentioned, but insists these were legitimate and unrelated to any criminal activity. He has stated that his engagements were linked to public and political matters, including interactions within the taxi industry, and not wrongdoing. Legal experts say the case will hinge on key questions. Were Kunene's statements presented as facts or opinions? Can he provide credible evidence to support his claims? And did the statements cause reputational harm significant enough to justify damages? Defamation cases in South Africa require a careful balance. On one hand, individuals have the right to protect their reputation. On the other, freedom of expression is a constitutional right, particularly in matters of public interest. This makes political defamation cases especially complex. The stakes in this case are particularly high. Malema is not just any political figure. As leader of one of South Africa's most prominent opposition parties, his public image plays a critical role in his political influence. At the same time, Kunene is known for his outspoken style and willingness to challenge political opponents, making him a controversial but influential figure in his own right. The timing of the dispute also adds another layer of significance. South Africa is moving toward a highly competitive political period where narratives, reputations, and public perception can directly influence electoral outcomes. Analysts believe that this case could have ripple effects beyond the courtroom. It could shape public opinion, influence political alliances, and even impact how parties position themselves in the lead-up to future elections. There is also a broader issue at play, the increased use of legal action in political disputes.
In recent years, South African politics has seen a rise in defamation cases involving prominent figures, reflecting both heightened tensions and the growing importance of reputation in the digital age. Social media has amplified this dynamic. Allegations can spread rapidly, reaching millions before they are verified or challenged. This makes the legal system an important tool for addressing disputes, but also raises questions about its role in political battles. For now, the focus remains on what happens next. The case is expected to proceed through the courts, where both sides will have the opportunity to present their arguments and evidence. If it goes to full trial, it could reveal new details and potentially reshape the narrative surrounding the allegations. For Malema, the objective is clear: to clear his name and challenge what he describes as false and damaging claims. For Kunene, the goal appears equally clear: to stand by his statements and defend his position regardless of the legal consequences. As the legal battle unfolds, one thing is certain: this is no ordinary dispute. It is a high-stakes confrontation at the intersection of politics, law, and public perception. And in a country where political tensions are already high, the outcome could have far-reaching implications. South Africa will be watching closely.